No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm only having the one. Just the one. The one crate. Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man, at your service. How are you all? I do sincerely hope, whoa, where'd that sunlight come from? That you're all doing very, very well. We are living in unprecedented times. My God, I hate that phrase. Unprecedented. Everything is unprecedented now. Every single thing that we do now is unprecedented. Oh God, this can is unprecedented. Takes the same to me, to be honest. Folks, anyway, right, now. You know, in the last video I did, I unboxed 3 fantastic bits of goodies and ghoulish merchandise, all of which I said I'm going to review these in their own separate videos, and I am, commencing later on after this particular video. But I wanted to do this one because I've been out on my obligatory daily allowance of exercise during the COVID outbreak lockdown. So I was out and I was playing this music in my ears. Come on now, you action gung-ho junkies out there. You know what this is! Alan Silvestri's powerhouse score to Predator 1987, Arnie'S, I think Arnie'S finest moment. Some will go, no, it's Terminator, some will go, no, it's Commando, some will go, oh, it's Total Recall, oh, it's this, it's this. Some would even say it's Jingle All the Way. Who knows? But no, for me, it's Predator. Absolutely awesome, as these guys here will agree, and in fact, as this guy here would agree. Run, go, get to the boozer. They're all short, mate, sorry. Oh no! What was that? Yes, it's unprecedented. Yes, thanks for that. But so I had this music in my ears, and I was walking the dog, Roxy the Wonder Dog. I just began, random thoughts enter your head, and I began to think: could Arnie'S team of, brick hard, uber fucking steroidal, monstrous, camouflaged combat hard-ons, could they actually feasibly exist in a military setting, or are they just completely, Hollywoodized? Well, we already know the answer. They're completely Hollywoodized. But I went through all the characters, and I thought, what role do they serve in that particular team? I'm not going to go into the details of the film's plot. You know what the plot is. Arnie and his crew are ultra fucking, uber strong bastards, are brought in to little pissant South American country because a helicopter's gone down carrying someone very important, and they're brought in, to rescue these guys before horrible guerrillas get all of them, torture them and execute them, or something like that. But it's all a con job because you've got Carl Weathers playing Dylan, who's a company man, used to work with Arnie before on previous missions, on a commando team, but now he's an office boy. What's his fucking tie business? Oh come on man, forget about my tie. But I just wondered, how does it work? So obviously a working knowledge of the film would be helpful for this little video, and it's only fun. It's only for fun, this, and I adore them. Before anyone goes, don't you start dissing on Predator. I've just told you, it's Arnie's finest hour, and I adore the movie. I watch it a lot. I play the music all the time. I think it's phenomenal. But I'll turn it down just a little bit because, Jesus. We were meant to be getting snow, believe it or not. Snow was forecast, and nope, once again, nothing. Zip, nada. Maybe the snow's got coronavirus too, and it's self-isolating. Or should that be self-insulating? But yeah, Arnie's team, they're brought in. R.G. Armstrong is the general who brings them in to this little South American place. And he says we've got people in there, you need to get them out. And before this guerrilla army makes a move into some other fucking place. It doesn't make any difference, does it? Because there's a Predator is out there. And Arnie says to him, General, we're a rescue team, not assassins. You know that. Okay, let's break that down and analyse that. They're a rescue team, not assassins, right? So when they go in there, do they manage to rescue anybody? No. They find the crashed helicopter. They go into they find the guerrilla camp where the hostages have been taken in time to watch one of them being beaten and shot in the head. And the other one's been killed as well. But do they bring the bodies back? Do they make any attempt to bring back the bodies? If that was their mission, they would bring the bodies back because they're our boys, we'll bring them back. No. What they do instead, they kill everybody there. Remember that line, General, we are a rescue team, not assassins. They rescue no one and assassinate fucking everybody. They blow the shit out of the entire encampment, and they have a lot of fun doing it. They really, really go to town on this, and it's awesome. Of course it is. But the only person they actually, you can't call it rescue. They capture her. It's Anna, played by actually quite attractive Elpidia Carrillo, and she ends up tagging along, and she fulfills. This is what I'm coming to, because what roles are in this team? Who does what? In any military team, a covert team that goes between enemy lines, small unit, usually operate 2s, 4s, 6s, 8s. You won't really get a team beyond that. You do, but it's not the more common thing. Because you go to 16 and that, that's actually a fucking frontal assault team, which is what Arnie's team basically is, and that's the way it transpires. So she becomes the medic. Now, and she's a fucking prisoner, for God's sake. So who have you got in Arnie's team? Well, you've got Arnie, Major Dutch Schaefer. This guy here, Now, I've got to say, now, in the film, obviously leadership abilities, he's got them, yeah. Stealth and infiltration, yes, he's got it. He uses camouflage, he uses the jungle. In his battles against the Predator later on, he uses concealment and mud. He builds booby traps and that. He can use the land, he can use and improvise the ground. He can infiltrate. For a big guy, which is not feasible when it comes down to it in reality, but he does get into that enemy camp and he does begin the big assault, which they use to actually just blow the shit out of everything. I mean, that's hardly covert. There could be other guerrilla encampments dotted around, and they've just let everybody know there's a shitstorm here. But so he's actually believable. Dutch serves a purpose. Leadership, stealth, infiltration. He's got that. Definitely, he's got that in the bag. Who else have we got here? Dylan Carweathers, we'll come on to him, because he's not part of the team. He's a newcomer to this team, although he knows Dutch from previous fucking life, and all that. But then you've got the likes of Blaine, Jesse the Body Ventura. What the fuck is Blaine? Blaine, he's as big as Arnie, for God's sake. He's a huge guy. He's carrying a fucking mini pod, a Gatling gun. All painless, through the jungle. He's chewing tobacco. This guy, he's a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Stealth, no. Covert operator, no. He is a one-man blitzkrieg. That's what he is. So, rescue team? What? What purpose does he? He's there to destroy everything. Literally everything he can. He's carrying a fucking Gatling gun. His best buddy, Mac, played by the great Bill Duke. Now, Mac is a genuine character there, because a genuine operative in the team. Demolitions, booby traps, stealth, he's got all that. So he has got commando skills, so that would work. That would definitely work. So Dutch and Mac definitely have characters which work within that military team, that covert operations team. Who next? Sonny Landham, the late great Sonny Landham as Billy. What the hell is wrong with you? Billy's the Native American tracker. Yes, now he serves a purpose. Again, stealth, concealment, and he picks up sign. He's a tracker. Yeah. Now, in reality, pretty much every team member should be able to do that, but you're going to have a specialist. Especially in American forces, you have specialists for these things, and he would fulfill that role definitely. So I totally take that on board. He could exist. So you've got Dutch works, Mac works, Billy works, Blaine does not work. Not for a covert, small unit penetration of enemy territory rescue mission. Who else we got? We've got Poncho, or Ramirez as he's known, played by Richard Chaves. Richard Chaves actually was a Vietnam veteran alongside Jesse Ventura, so he actually had served. He also grew up with US Marines. He was educated at a US Marine base, so his foundation in the military is par excellence. Now, yes. He works too, because he's the communications guy. He's carrying that bloody radio around. So he's the communications guy. You do need someone who's a radio operator. You've got that. The telecommunications. He is that guy. So then, this team's taking effect here, isn't it? So you've got Dutch, works, leader, Commando, Mac, explosives and booby traps. Yeah, works. Poncho, Ramirez, definitely works, communications. Billy, tracker, certainly. Blaine is still the odd one out there. Blaine, what exactly purpose do you serve apart from to be fucking, give some great one-liners and also blow the shit out of everything with pure macho fucking lava for testosterone, Who else have we got? Yes. Shane Black. Shane Black, who, as a screenwriter, did do Lethal Weapon, so for that. Last Boy Scout, yeah. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, yeah, it was alright, I wasn't that fucking bothered by it. But, boy, you did The Predator. Oh, we'll come on to that in a bit. Shouldn't, but I will do. Now, what the fuck is he? Other than, to tell really bad pussy jokes throughout the movie and wear the most ridiculous fucking, Milky Bar Kid Coke bottle fucking glasses. What purpose does he serve? He's useless. Useless. Watch the girl, fucks that up. Go and catch the girl, fucks that up. Gets killed. First one to be killed. Thank God, because he's fucking useless. So, I think, in theory, if that team existed, yeah, you've got your leader, you've got your tracker, you've got your communications guy. Your communications guy and Hawkins, Shane Black, would act as fire support. They would make a fire support team. So, as covering fire or a fallback, they are like suppressing fire. They are just going to, involve themselves in that. So, Dylan Carweathers, he's the spy in the camp, yeah, but he's got experience. You don't really find out what they are, me and Dutch both got one. They've both got the same lighter from some fucking campaign in the past, but it doesn't endear him to the rest of the team because they know they're friends with Arnie. They've served together. Dylan's a new commodity, and he's obviously turned company man as well, so no one trusts him. So he's the bureaucrat, the spy, and he has no purpose in the team. And again, what is this team? These are highly trained military guys, well, supposedly highly trained military guys, and they're brought in for this, very difficult mission. But they arrive in helicopter, and they are all in civvies. They've obviously been sort of paged, whatever they were doing, wherever they were, and they've managed to get back pretty quick. And but are they special forces? Are they retired and they're just called upon, in times of crisis? And they're just obviously combat junkies as well. You never really find that out. I've got the novelisation and it does give you a little bit more detail on it, but that's not in the movie, so we can pretty much jettison all that. But the impression I get is that these guys have left the military, but they are sort of mercenaries almost. They are a team that comes together. General, we're a rescue team, not assassins. That whole thing keeps coming back to haunt me because the last thing, these guys can't rescue anybody. The one guy that gets rescued in this is Arnie. At the end of it, he's defeated the Predator, and he's the one that gets fucking rescued at the end of it. After you know, the Predator like sets this big fucking explosion off, like big self-destruct. Arnie is the one who gets rescued. That's not a good track record, that is it, for a rescue team. You lost all your team, and you had to be rescued yourself. I love it. I do love the movie to bits. But yeah, I mean, I think the point I'm trying to make is like, these guys, no, not assassins. No, they exactly are. They totally are full-bore assassins. Nothing more. These guys are there to kill. I mean, Anna, the hostage, becomes the medic because they didn't need a medic, pretty much, because you've got like the one guy that gets hit during the big attack on the enemy camp is Blaine. He's like, "You're hit, man. You're bleeding." "Ain't got time to bleed." Oh, you got time to duck? Boof, boof, boof. You know, they're not worried about wounds, so and also, you know, subtlety in the jungle, and you know, husband your rounds, which means don't shoot unless you can see your target. Don't just fucking fire arbitrarily. And it's one of the greatest scenes. Well, it's not the greatest scene, but it's one of the great scenes in the movie. It's where Blaine gets his guts blown out. Wounds all fused and cauterized. What the hell could have done this to a man, you know? And but his best buddy Mac finds his body, and he sees the Predator who's cloaked, and he sees the eyes go, you know, and and the Predator runs off, and he picks up Blaine's gun, the mini pod, and just goes, takes that just complete excavation of about a square mile of trees. And of course, the other team, one by one of the team join him. They can't see what the targets are, so they just unload. Now, you could always say, like, well, one of our guys who we trust is shooting in that direction, so he's seen something. But, you know, they're firing grenades, they're changing magazines, they're emptying clip after clip after clip at nothing. As Ramirez runs out there, he goes, "No blood, no bodies, nothing. We hit nothing." And Arnie, the music gets great because it's like you begin to think, shit, what the hell is out there, you know? But it's ludicrous, but it's a great ludicrous. So, folks, I know that there's a certain irreverence to this, and I kind of like, well, and so what? It's only a movie. But this thought was going through my head as I was walking through the plague-ridden, completely deserted streets. And I went to various parks. I went to the cemetery, of course, as you know. Me and the dog did soil bombs again, and it was great. It was wonderful. But I was playing this music, and I just got thinking, how does that work? And any excuse to talk about Predator. Incidentally, folks, what you see here, I have 2 Predator masks. In fact, I have 3. I have the visor with the light-up targeting sight system on it, which I was going to bring down, and I forgot to bring it. But I did do a video on it a while ago when I unboxed it, so it's there somewhere. That is a good Predator mask. I like that. What I'm not fussed on is these bibbly-bobbly dreadlocks here. They could be far better. They're not that good. But the detail on the mask itself and the eyes are wonderful. The problem I have with this, and I could fix it, is this mandible here. It should be up like that, but since I got it, it's been like that. And I've tried to, you know, I could slice that off and then re-glue it again. Could do that, but I haven't. And, you know, I just haven't done it. But I do like that mask, actually. I do like the detail on it. I like the colourings on it. I like the expression, apart from that bit. And I think the eyes are great. I have forgotten who made this. There is a stamped label on the back there, but it's faded. You can't see what the hell it is. But I do like that one. Now, this one. I mentioned Shane Black. Shane Black, who, again, his character in Predator is a pain in the arse. I actually don't like him at all, and I'm glad he gets fucking sliced up. He doesn't fit the team. He does not fit the team. He comes across as a complete fucking jerk, and you wouldn't depend on him for anything at all. Incidentally, speaking of holding hostages, which they don't prove themselves to be very good at that either. Anna gets away a couple of times. The first time she gets caught, Carl Weathers wants to take her, get information out of it and all that, like, and she falls over in all the loose leaves, and he goes, "Come on, lady, come on, stop sandbagging on us." He turns her over and she throws leaves in his face, leaves, and he goes, "Hah!" And she gets away, and she doesn't get far because Ramirez, Poncho, Richard Shaves, stands across her, and he gets his MP5 on her. He says, what was it like? Having trouble with your leash, Agent Man, or something like that. And like Carl Weathers is like, "Yeah, try it again, please," to this girl. And yes, Richard Shaves, Ramirez, who caught her that time, is the guy that fucks up. Next time, Billy's sensing something. He's holding his medicine ball, his medicine pack on his neck. And he's like, "Something out there, and it ain't no man," all that kind of shit. Like, and but in the background, you've got Richard Shaves, who's like watching as well. And all of a sudden, like, Anna smacks him with a log in the face. Boosh! To down he goes. He's the guy that took the piss out of Carl Weathers for letting her go, and he's fucking letting her go himself. Hawkins goes after her, but Hawkins gets whoosh, sliced up, and not before time. But Hawkins is played by Shane Black, who I don't like now. Lethal Weapon, for many, many years, Lethal Weapon was my favourite film of all time. Martin Riggs was such a great character that I resonated with for a lot of different reasons. When I was a teenager, and I loved Gibbo, obviously, Mel Gibson. The sequels just became one long incarnation of the word "son of a bitch," because all the scripts for 2, 3, and 4 just became "son of a bitch, Riggs, son of a bitch, son of a bitch." So you're telling me you fucking sat and wrote that shit? And although there's enjoyment and entertainment to be had, they are not a patch on the original, which has drama, pathos, poignancy. It's haunting, it's exciting, it's funny, but it's got the full range of depth of emotion and character. Whereas the rest of them don't have that. The rest of them go for rather crap, trite action and broad comedy. But Shane Black promised us all, after the slew of Predator, and then Predator 2 I enjoy. I think it's a good movie. It's got some really intense, frightening, very gory, very, very strong violence in it. And I do like the little extension to the mythology, the little additions that you see, the alien skull, the xenomorph skull in the ship of the Predators, and the other ones that suddenly appear. It adds brilliantly without going too far. And then inevitably you got the alien, because Fox just had to combine its two leading monsters. Why? It didn't have to do it. An AVP, visually, I think is tremendous. The sight of a predator swinging an alien round by its tail and smashing it through pillars, the sight of predators on top of a big pyramid with millions of aliens swarming up to get them on a last stand, it's a great image. But the film itself is shit. And then AVP Requiem, absolute bollocks. What did you get then? We've got Predators. Adrian Brody becomes that. Not too successfully. But I do like the film. I just can't stand the bit with Lawrence Fishburne in it. That just slows the film down, and this oddball character. You didn't need that. You just didn't need that at all, and didn't serve any purpose for me. But overall, Predators gets a thumbs up. Then we get to The Predator, 2018. Oh my god, touted hugely. This is going to be a big film. We're going to bring it back to its roots. No, you didn't. And everyone gave you a huge fucking they gave you such leeway because you were in the first movie. You were the worst thing about the first movie. But fucking hell, you did not make a shitstorm out of this one. I hated it, absolutely hated it. I like Thomas Jane, I do like Thomas Jane. And he's playing like this fucking, we've got Tourette's. They're all a bunch of misfits, these soldiers you've got to go against. You've got the fugitive predator who's escaped from their world, lands on Earth. Then you get the assassin predator who's like fucking even bigger again. Which is where he comes in. But the costumes were great, but the film was a clag fest. It clunked its way to the lowest echelons of the box office takings. It was a shit fest, mate. Hated every second of it. But as I say, I did like The Predator. Now, The Predator, and this is by Mask Illusions. This one. Hey, that's a big mask. That one. I like it a lot. I think, you know, it's a shame. You kind of want a mask, some of them where the mandibles are in, because they seem to be forever in a state of absolute fucking carnal rage, and they've got their big vaginal fucking gob there. But the detail on this and the the colouring is very, very good. It's a big mask as well. It's got lots of sponge already adhered to the inside, so you can fit your head, and you can obviously shape it even more. But I do like this mask. The paintwork could be better, but you know, it's only cheap. I say cheap. I just looked at this before online, and although I got mine for I don't know, what did I get mine for? About 35 quid. I think I got mine for, yeah, something like that. There's one for like £78 or even £85. Fucking joking, aren't you? I mean, it would be even better if all of these were actually free, not just sculpted in, all these dreadlocks. You've actually only got a couple either side that should actually hang in free. But if they were all, you know, unfurled, that would be better. That would obviously be better. But, you know, that's not a bad mask at all. Obviously, you've got the full suit. I mean, look at it. You've got that massive dome FOD, you know, and it's a great profile actually. I do like that a lot. And I love this stretched here, you know, and you've got a fair bit of detail going on in here. As I say, it's just the paintwork is a bit sloppy. If you look at all the, you know, the patterning on these dreads, it's a bit slapdash. But you know, it's still not that bad. There are, you know, deluxe versions. Ruby's do a great one, a deluxe one where it's got the, you know, the blast visor on, which can come off, and then you get this face underneath. But from the original Predator, not from this Predator. And but you know, I like this one quite a bit. I say, if this is Mask Illusions made this one, and this is the official one as well, you know, for the movie, you know, the full licensed one. That is not official at all. I don't think it's official. I doubt it. There's loads of Predator masks on the market. That one is actually pretty good. I do like that. I'm pointing at something you can't see, aren't I? Mainly because I do like those eyes. But what I don't like, I mean, you could play about with these. You could, you know, bring them down a bit. You could fasten them down, you know. But overall, that is not bad. Much smaller, so you can have basically the big one there, could be chasing this guy. You know? But they're good masks, and the score, you know, is just, yeah. Let's get on to this because I do love this track. Turn up a little bit. This recording will cut out fairly soon, but let's get on to this. This is where they're going to build the trap. Basically, if it bleeds, we can kill it. They're all pulling the tree down. Well, that's not bad, is it? So, the team, could they exist? Yes, they could. Not the size that they are, but they could exist. They all have a specific role, except for the likes of Blaine. Blaine is Blitzkrieg. You know, a rescue mission, you don't need him. Full assault, you need him. Is Dylan saying to Dutch, you really think this Boy Scout bullshit's gonna work? You can see all that tripwires. Maybe you can't see this. Instead of complaining, maybe you should help. And then you see Carl Weathers strip off as well, like, and pull these trees down. So awesome, absolutely awesome. This will come out in a matter of seconds, folks. So I'm going to say to you all, I'll be back very shortly with a little review of something else. You guys, keep happy, keep a smile on your face. Smile on your face. Worry not. We're going to get through this crisis. And stay happy, stay healthy. Keep it Celtic, keep it Celtic. And I'm going to see you all later. There's something out there. There ain't no man. We're all gonna die.